name is Redux, and welcome back to another episode in my Let's Build series. Just quickly looking over our village that we, let's say completed, worked on in the last episode. So just take a quick walk through here, and we can see that a couple of things have changed. You may glimpse out of the corner of your eye as we walk through here. But yeah, in this episode, like I said previously, we will be working on a market area and maybe a couple of other bits and pieces as well. But just before we do, I'm just going to quickly catch you up on everything I've done off camera. Started planning our next project. Little bridge thingy. Just a small little waterfall. Shop signs, little small forge, cute little garden, some pathways. Change this roof out to hay bales. And that is everything you guys have missed. So not loads of stuff. It seems like a lot, but they're very minor changes here. But the last thing I've started on, you can get a sneak peek at the bottom of your screen, is this. Yeah, so I started laying out some bits of wool just to show where the market's going to go. I think I want to expand it a little bit more just in a second. So the coloured wool here is all going to be in the market stalls, except for the orange wool. The orange wool is going to be stockpiled goods. And then out here we have the little dock area. That's going to be a very simple build, so that'll be a nice quick one to do. And then over here, I think this would look quite nice with like a little stone archway. So I was starting to sort of map that out, and this has resulted in some terraforming over here on this side primarily. Also took away a lot of sand around the edges here, just to make this look a little bit cleaner. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a little bit more work off camera, putting some wool down in a few of these areas where there are some gaps. Maybe push this back and put some wool out here for some more market stalls, because I think this area is a little bit too small for the village. And then we will be jumping into a time lapse. So without further ado, let's get started with the time lapse. hope you guys enjoyed the time-lapse. Just walking through the village quickly now, just so we can quickly have a look through all the stalls. I've decorated them all a little bit more than what you saw in the time-lapse now. Now the reason I haven't done the decoration as part of the time-lapse is just because I realised it wouldn't really show up. The only way I could have done it is by doing the foundations, then the decoration, then putting the roofs on top. That's not usually how I do these marketplaces, and I think it would have made for a slightly more boring time-lapse. But if this is something you're interested in seeing, me detailing things out and the thought process behind it, maybe that's something we can do in a future episode. So let me know in the comments below if that's something you're interested in. So in terms of what we ended up doing here, let's have a look. So for this one we made like a leather worker stand. There's some armor stands all around. They're all originally I was going to do like a tool maker, but obviously we have the blacksmith here, so I wanted to differentiate it from it but kind of have something similar. So when you're walking through here, you've got sort of your two choices are you need to go for some heavier armor, or maybe you need some light armor or some horse armor as well. We've got the leather horse armor there. Everything's leather here, which is cool. These little pots are supposed to signify like little money pots and stuff like that, and the barrels is obviously for extra stock and whatnot. I always put these pressure plates when I do markets as well on certain sort of areas. That's usually just to signify like a place where an exchange would maybe take place or whatnot. So bit of an odd design thing, but I think it just adds a little bit more depth to sort of your build anyway. So moving up here, we have like a tinkerer's kind of chest. We have like a tinkerer's market stall here where it's got loads of gadgets and gizmos. Nothing fancy with this, it's just a lever in the back. I'm not good with redstone, so this is all very simple. It would have been cool to maybe have some dynamic, pistons pushing stuff around, but for one thing that adds lag, and secondly I have no idea how to do it, so there's that. We have some of these crates dotted around as well. This one has melons in it. That might get changed because there's nobody who sells melons nearby here, so we might have to change that. So here we've got a little pumpkin salesman, again little barrels, pumpkins here, and then we've got in here sort of a crate full of pumpkins and some extra stock lying around. Over here we have sort of like, I'd say like the enchanter's kind of area where there's a cauldron with a campfire underneath it, some brewing stands with random potions in them. I've got some books lying around, a little lectern enchanting books there, all some bookshelves and stuff like that. And they're selling like poisonous potatoes, and this would be like some, I thought that looked like a bat wing, which would be a cool potioning ingredient. So yeah, we've got that there. Running around here, we've got some logs that are piled up. Maybe this is what they used to actually put the market together. Maybe this is something new, or maybe this is also something that is being sold by one of the salesmen around. Here we've got a plant salesman. I really like the little shelves with the plants sort of scattered around in sort of random places, and you've got like a little bit of a naturalized area here, which is really cool. Over here we have sort of a honey or bee-based salesman. He's got the honeycomb honey blocks, and then there's some hives mattered around here. You can see this one's that got the honey blocks that are leaking out of it, which I think is quite cool. And then this one is obviously not so full of honey, and you've got a crate full of honey blocks here. I think I might change the trapdoors out for spruce ones here because the holes in this make this look a little bit unrealistic, but then again we've got honey blocks over here, so realism isn't really the name of the game here. This is kind of a fantasy world anyway. We've got another crate full of melons here and some pumpkins in the background. And this is the melon salesman, quite an empty store. Melons must be popular, I guess. Over here we have a butcher's. Now this is meant to be like a carcass, I guess, sort of hanging down here. And there's some redstone around to signify the blood. We've got some meat out on the counter. Some barrels back here, and then here a little shelving unit. With some raw meat there, which is just using the extinguished campfires. You put the campfires down, you put the meat on them, and you quickly extinguish them with splash water bottles. It's a really nice effect. And then finally we have this stall over here, which is fish salesman. They got some fishing rods on the racks here. Again, the same trick with the campfire, some shelving. I put some ice down here because I thought, quite often fish would be kept in ice. And in here you can see we've got some freshly caught fish just in a little I guess box or a crate here. And this anvil's meant to be sort of a chopping block of sorts with, you know, some blood around, where people want some fresh fish picked out the barrel, gets chopped up, packaged, and they can take it away, take it home and cook it up or something. Then other than that, we've just got this little random assortment of barrels and chests, and these rails are meant to signify, similar to the log piles over there, just being sort of tied down to the ground so it's not getting sort of moved around anywhere. I'm not quite sure how I like it, but we're going to leave it there for the time being. Okay, well, oh, one last thing actually. I also made an attempt at a willow tree here. I think it's quite nice. I used the stripped birch logs, and we've got some hanging sort of branches down here with the fences. We use birch and spruce leaves similarly to what we've done on these smaller trees here. And then I've also got a couple of hives up here, which I think looks really nice because they've got a similar, well, they've got a similar little colour at the bottom here to the birch, this very bottom layer of the hive. And then it just brings a little added pop of colour because this is quite beige and boring if you sort of took out the leaves. And you can just see those hives as you're walking around, and it's got a really nice feel to it, in my opinion. I'm quite happy with it. I might copy a similar design to that one over at the tree we had planned over by the barn over there. Yeah. Okay, so I think I just want to quickly talk about what we're going to do for the rest of the episode. I've been talking too long here, so what we're going to do is jump into one final time lapse where I'm going to be tackling this dock area and also going to be tackling this stone archway, and then I think we'll finalise the episode with just a few little comments, and that should about do it. So without further ado, let's kick into one final time lapse. Just like that, our dock is complete. You can see me flying over it here. As you can see, I've added just a couple of simple details, nothing too major. I'll quickly walk you through them here, or fly you through them I guess. We've put some leaves hanging off this archway and a bit of block variation in here with the andesite and some mossy near the water's edge, similarly to how we've done on other sort of rocky outcrops. And again, some more hanging leaves here just to look like some vines. Also planted a couple of trees up in that area there. We've added some plants in some, so these are just composters with, just added some leaves in it to give that kind of muddied effect there. There's some crates with some barrels in it, a few barrels around here. I made some tiny little boats here. I don't know if I like them, I don't know if they lack detail, so let me know what you think of them in the comment section below. This one too, tried to make a slightly bigger one, but I didn't want it to be sort of too big because of primarily the size of that archway. In fact, I think this mast is actually too big to go under that archway, but we'll just ignore that. I've added some seating areas, and here I thought this was just like a little, looked like a mast repairs person or something. I don't really know, but I thought these banners make a good kind of, almost look like sails, so I thought this could be someone that repairs masts and sails, or, you know, I don't know what the correct terminology is for that, but hey, that's fine. Also added a couple more supports down here, this one and this one, just because I felt like this support alone wouldn't support that structure, and because of this cross beam here, it kind of was a natural fit for me. So yeah, simple as that. So I think that is going to conclude today's episode. I don't think I'm going to do anything more today. I've edited down the video so far, and I know it's currently sitting about 14 minutes, so we're probably around the 16-17 minute mark at this stage. So thank you very much for watching if you've made it this far. I really appreciate it, and if you've watched since the beginning, your continued support is genuinely ridiculously appreciated. Thank you so much. Off camera, I'm going to do a few more bits around the village just to kind of tie up a few loose ends. I did also add something down here while I've got you guys with me. I just added a little pathway here with like a little rocky outcrop. It's quite a nice feel to it as you walk up, and then again it's just a random pathway I added that just meanders through a bit of the forest. It kind of ends around here, but it just adds a little bit more flavour when you're sort of flying around. You can see, oh look, there's a natural path going off in that direction. But yeah, off camera I'm going to just tie up a few loose ends. I'll probably build this willow tree here, add a few bits of sort of grass, like the long grass around, some ferns, some flowers, stuff like that. Just tidy up some bits and pieces around here, and then I will be happy to call this project finished. Now, I say finished, but by finished I kind of mean done for now. This is certainly something we can revisit, we can keep coming back to. Like I said, I want to touch on this island. I was thinking this could be cool to have kind of a small fortress or something that kind of just looks out over the ocean and tries to protect this village if it was to be sieged by sort of any invading ships or something like that. I'm not sure if that is what I want to do with that island yet, but I certainly want to do something over there. But what we are going to be doing in the next episode, which should come out this Friday, is going to be in this area. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a bunch of terraforming, and we'll probably come up with some entrance here, something really simple, and a simple wall, and we're going to start laying out some foundations for what we're going to do in this area. Probably add an archway over here, I reckon, and tidy up this little alcove. I think we want this all to lead down this way into this open area, and this is where we're going to have kind of our swamp village, because we've got a witch hut around here. I have a little swamp village, some ruins, and some cool stuff around here. Yeah, little mangrove trees and all that kind of cool stuff. But we'll discuss that a little bit more in the next episode. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.